So if you're looking to get better audio quality and you don't want to use the microphone from your camera or the one from your phone, then you can get a wireless mic, or you can go ahead and get this dynamic boom mic. Now this is going to be a kit, so it has everything you need to get started, and this is going to be by MAONO. So they went ahead and sent this to me, so I just want to do a quick unboxing and test this out to see how well it works. All right, so the first things we see are going to be these two papers. This is going to be an installation guide, and this is the user manual, and everything else is going to be neatly packed. So starting on the right side, we're going to go ahead and have the power cable. So this is going to be USB-C to USB-A, but the cool thing is that this is an adapter, so you can turn it into a USB-C to USB-C cable instead. Right here we have the desk mount, the MAONO mic in a cage, and all the way at the bottom we're going to have the microphone arm. So here's a closer look at the microphone itself, and it's going to be fairly lightweight. Now on the metal body itself we're going to have the logo. Up top is going to be the microphone capsule, which can come off. You just have to hold it by this plastic bit and take it right out, and here's what it goes ahead and looks like. And now take a look down over here. This is going to be the shock mount. We're going to have the stand adapter, and finally some other things. We're going to have the RGB switch, the headphone jack, the USB-C cable to go ahead and power it, or if you want you can use the XLR output. So now time's for installation, and we can start with the desk mount. So I found a spot right over here. You can go ahead and unscrew this and then just go ahead and tighten this. So now that that's nice and tight, the arm can be placed right on top of here. And I just realized that this is a little bit too close to the wall, so when I swivel it, it hits it. So I do have to go ahead and move this a little bit more to the right, just like that. So now when it swivels, it won't go ahead and accidentally hit the wall. And now the microphone can be screwed in right over here. And so after moving the arm a little bit, here's what the whole setup looks like. It ended up looking pretty nice. And also one thing to note is you can go ahead and loosen this if you want to go ahead and make some adjustments, and then tighten it back, of course. And the same thing goes for up here, down here, and all the way down here, just to prevent this from moving as much. Now as you see, it's currently lit up green, and that's because of the light. So when I go ahead and press it again, here it changes color. So now it's blue, darker blue, pink, and RGB. And yeah, that looks pretty nice. And let's see what happens if I hold it. There, if I hold it, it goes ahead and shuts off, and then I can press it again, and it turns on, and it goes back basically back to the same setting. And then here you can see all the other colors it comes with. And now time for the knob. If I press it, that's how it changes colors. So yeah, it's only green or blue. And if I move all the way to the left, it'll go ahead and dim. And when I go too much, it'll blink on and off, letting me know that that's the maximum. And if I go all the way to the right, there, same thing. This is as bright as it gets. And when I go too much, it blinks on and off twice to let me know that's the maximum too. And if I go ahead and mute, it goes ahead and turns red. So now let's see how the audio sounds like. All right, so with everything set up, now it's time to see how the audio sounds like. And I do have my headphones over here plugged in just so I can go ahead and hear. And so far, what I'm hearing sounds pretty good. So hopefully it sounds good for you as well too. And here's how it sounds like as I go closer and closer. And of course, this is going to be, unrealistic. You'd never go ahead and be literally touching the mic like this, because it's not going to sound very good. Here's what it sounds like about an inch away. And then here's what it sounds like when I go to the side. And now you're not supposed to use the microphone like this. You're always supposed to be in the front, because this is where the mic is going to be. It's not going to be like a 360 thing. And just one more time here so you can hear what it sounds like as I go ahead and move around the microphone. And then as I back up a little bit. Now this is about 6 inches away, and this is probably the distance I would go ahead and use normally. And to make some adjustments on the microphone, I can either use the knob over here, but if I do that, then here you can kind of hear it moving, and it can interfere, especially if I accidentally tap the mic. So the mic's going to go ahead and pick up those little sounds. And if I go ahead and mute, here's what it sounds like. Yeah, so now it's muted, so now you hear me from my other mic. And let me go back over here. All right, so now time for the desktop app. And MAONO actually has something called MAONO Link. So if you go to their website, maono.com, just scroll down over here, see which microphone correlates with the one you have. In this case, this one's going to be the PD200X USB/XLR microphone. And just download for Mac or Windows or whatever you have. In this case, I downloaded for Mac. And here's what the application looks like. So with just the press of a button, I can go ahead and mute it. And yeah, now I can't hear myself talk through my headphones, of course. And then let me go ahead and unmute. And there. And I can go ahead and adjust the gain. So right now it's currently at 60. And let's see what happens if I go all the way down. Hear me much. And as I go ahead and increase, it's going to sound a little bit too much. And here you can see how the gain looks like. And it's not very pretty. It's going towards the orange, even towards the red. And if I shout a little bit. So let me go back to 60. So right now I can hear myself talking, but if I want to go ahead and change that, if I want it to be a little bit less, I can just decrease the volume on the headphones. And now I know the microphone's still working, because right over here I could see the gains moving up and down.
but I can't hear myself through my headphones. So let me just go ahead and adjust that. And I think 60 was a little bit too much, so I'll just put probably around 40, 41. Yeah, 41 is fine. And of course, you can go ahead and make these adjustments on the microphone itself, and it's going to be with the knob. So right now it's blue, and blue means the headphone volume. So as I go ahead and move it, there I can hear myself even more, and you can see that on the app itself it's changing as well too. And if I go ahead and click it, now it'll turn green, and this is going to go ahead and adjust the gain. So as I increase, here you can see the gain's increasing, and even on the app itself, but let me go back to, yeah, like 60. All right, so now it's time to change the tone, and this is what original sounds like, and this is what deep sounds like, and now this is what natural sounds like. And all the way to the right, I have an option for legacy, so let's see what it does. And yeah, it sounds like kind of an enhancement. I'm not sure if it's good or not, but you'll be the judge of that. But for now, let me go back to original, and then finally RGB, so I can turn it on or off. It's currently on, and let's see what it looks like if I turn it off. Yep, the light turns off and back on. And of course, I can go ahead and make these adjustments, same thing on the button in the back as we did before. But what I couldn't do is actually adjust the brightness, I believe. So here, let me go ahead and make it even brighter. And yeah, you can see it's pretty bright now. And now that's very dim, but I think 100 is too much. Let me go to like 70. So all these settings I went through is going to be standard, but there's also going to be an option for advanced. If I click right over here, and let's see, yeah, I can do the same adjustments as before, but we're going to have EQ. So right now it's currently flat, and then here's what it sounds like with the high pass filter. Oh, actually, let me move the microphone a little bit more. There, this is probably going to sound a lot better than before. So here's flat again. This is what high pass filter sounds like. This is presence boost and HPF and presence boost. I'll go ahead and leave it flat for now, and we can go ahead and add a limiter. So here's what it sounds like with 0 decibels, and I can go ahead and change it over here. Now, I've never used any of these settings before on a microphone. I usually go ahead and do this post editing, so this might save a lot of time just because the audio is going to sound a lot better, you know, once I go ahead and mess with it, and then this time I don't have to go ahead and adjust it in Final Cut Pro. And then finally, it's going to be compressor. So, all right, so here's 0 decibels, and then here's like -32, -39, and yeah, a little bit too much. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the app.
So overall, I'm pretty happy with this MAONO dynamic microphone kit. It comes with everything you need. It's really easy to go ahead and set up. The RGB, the colors look nice. It has the app so you can go ahead and control it. And yeah, it was pretty easy to use. And now when the time comes to go ahead and put this away, you can either leave it like this or just push it downwards and just kind of hide it a little bit more in the corner. And of course, I'd probably move this up, kind of like this, and there. Now it doesn't take up as much space, so it's not, you know, surrounding this area over here. But yeah, that's a quick look at the MAONO Dynamic Microphone Kit.